listening to the Woken Up Woken Podcast. Woken Up Friends.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the newest episode of Woken Up Woke Podcast. Say hello to your friends. I'm joined by the crew. We got Robama, aka the host of all hosts, Ro Carter. We got C Balls, Chuck Nuts, aka Charlie Mendoza. We got Mr. Tickle Your Fancy himself, Magic Fingers, Ev Price, and back by popular demand, Dexter St. Jacques, aka Sean Myers. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome. Welcome
Welcome.
to the show. Welcome to the
Welcome
show,
to the show.
fellas.
Glad
Super
to be
Bowl
back.
weekend.
Yeah.
So we are recording this on Super Bowl weekend before the Super Bowl, but this show will air after the Super Bowl, so we'll already know who our new Super Bowl champion is, whether it's the ageless wonder Tom Brady or the new kid on the block, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Told my Spanish people out there, what's that word they used to call you back? Like they used to call you a Mahomes. You did something bad. No, not cabron.
No, Money Money was it Money
Not
Money?
maricon.
I know a
He's a
Mahone.
Mahomes, right?
A Mahone. It's like a turd.
A Mahomes. Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was my mouth.
Mahomes. It's Mahomes.
No, it's not my mouth. What's my mouse? That's not. No, that's not. I know what Ev means.
My mouth.
No,
My mouth means dick sucker.
Yes.
that's-
Whoa. Kid show.
Hey, PG.
We
You
going
want
right
I was
my
trying
into
to be
this.
good.
It's funny because in Spanish the curse words have multiple meanings.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
it could be something as brutal as that, or something as
You can
Bad
see that you
guy.
can use the same word in 3 different ways, yo.
yeah.
You can be
Mhm.
creative with it too. My mom would just
Yep.
put different combinations
Yeah.
together that make you laugh and just makes the ass being worse because you're laughing. It's like, bro, it's hilarious.
All right, so that's a good. Yeah, no. Let's start the show with that. What is the most creative way you've gotten your ass beat by a parent?
Oh wow.
Because we all come from the age of ass beatings. Like you would get your ass beat. My mom had a switch. Most people my age, their parents had a switch. My mom had like a leather strap. So
I had the belt, bro. The belt don't feel good.
Oh,
Got beat like a slave, man. And my dad never beat me. It was only my mom too. That was the thing.
yeah, the mothers
Mom
always
was
did the work.
If you come from a Spanish household, there was the mom that was whipping your ass,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
they
What?
sure the hell were not hurting their hands. They were getting creative. They were,
No.
and since it was me and my brother, the whoopable bat was the go-to. That was her favorite,
Yeah.
and that
Nah,
hurt.
my mom was. She never went for the bat. I guess she thought that was too extreme, but she got the belt all the time. And the belt, it does not feel good when it starts cutting your skin, yo.
No, the belt hurts because my mom had a belt, but it was a thin ass
Mhm.
belt with no buckle. Like the last 3 holes were torn off. It was a whip. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Mine it was a whip, yo.
Yeah.
Then she'd be like, go in the shower and clean you off now.
Yeah.
So it
yeah.
burns.
Or you get the real good one where they hold the one arm so you can't run. It's just
I was just huddling the ball till she got tired. I'm like, you done? All right, I'm sorry.
You got to eke out. I learned, you eke out those tears, because once you did that, then it stopped. But if you showed any kind of resistance or like, get tough, do that, that Denzel and Glory, just hold the tear until it comes and take it. Nah, it keeps going.
Happy Black History Month.
And then mom turns into the Hulk. You're like, oh, you want to get me stronger now? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't feel it yet?
Do you
Yeah,
remember the
because they-
time?
they have
do you remember
levels.
the day? Do you remember the day when you knew, like, hey, I remember the day I stopped my mom from beating me. and I grew, right? So I was taller than her, and she went to go get the switch, and she's trying to hit my legs, and I just hug her, and I was like, "Listen, let's talk." And I never got beat again after that. I held her so tight. I was like, "Listen." She's still whipping the side of my legs. I'm like, no. Let's talk.
I tried that with my mother.
Nah,
So
that didn't work with me.
when I wasn't getting beaten and we were talking like sane people, and she was like, "Look, anytime that you feel I'm too angry and you want to stop, just hold your hands up and say, 'Mom, let's talk about this.'" So I remember that. I was like, okay, that'll be a way, out of this.
I don't mean to laugh. That's such a
yeah. Oh man, was it? What that? So yeah, I did something, got in trouble, and she flipped, and I'm like, "Mom, let's talk about what? It got even harder. that made her mad. Yeah,
she's making you hit yourself.
She's like, let's whap.
But she actually prepared you though for future relationships, because now when you try, hey, can we talk? Like, no, just you walk away.
I remember when I was 14, I was in Honduras. Second time out there, all in my mom's family, whatever, at my grandpa's house, like literally from Van Duzer, my house, to Charlie's house. She sent my grandma to come get me. Grandma got the switch and gave it to my mom. She beat me with the switch and the belt because I didn't come home when she told me to come home. Mind you, I'm at grandpa's house, her father's house, right around the corner, out the country now, But yeah, I got beat out of the country too, yo.
But as a lot of Spanish people on the show, and what's the universal? Well, I don't want to say
weapon of choice. Weapon
for Spanish, and it doesn't hurt the most. What is it, Joe?
Doesn't hurt the most.
It's the chancleta.
Yeah, the chancleta.
Yeah, the something don't hurt.
But that thing goes around corners. Yep. Do you ever see the movie Phantasm? There was like this little ball that chased you and you ran and coming. That was the chancla. She throws it.
Yeah.
You're running. It's going around corners. In the closet, knocks on the door. You open the closet. Bam.
Yeah. My mom never went for the slipper with me, yo. It was the belt or the brush. The brush. The brush. Yeah, because she used to do my sister's hair, so she used to have the brush.
She brushing and hitting at the same.
Yeah. What? She used to fling it at my sister, yo. She used to swing the brush, fling it like the chancleta. Yeah. My sister.
And then pick up another brush, have like spares.
Yeah. She used to send me to get the brush or the belt for my sister. I'm like, damn, what you do, yo?
That's the best. When they send you to get the weapon.
I'm like,
go get that. What?
Yeah, because you can't pick the wrong one. You gotta pick the most devastating one.
The worst is when you're laughing at your sibling getting beat, and because you're laughing, you get beat. You can't even do nothing.
I never laughed, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
I laughed.
I used to go in the corner and make sure I wasn't next.
No. You ever get someone else beat? So I one time me and my friend were making fun of my little cousin because she would remember back in the days those like jelly like sandal slippers that every little girl wore. They had different colors, right? So she had like they were either green or yellow. So I don't know, it was hot or whatever. So it was like the bottom of her feet were like that color. So we were joking and we were calling her mustard feet, right? And so she got mad, of course, and she started like cursing, but she was little, like maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5, and starts cursing at us right when her mom walks in. And so of course she gets in like an ass whooping, and she's like, as she's crying, she's telling her mom that they're calling me mustard feet. So it's making us trying not to laugh, but and my aunt was like, "You're next." It's like, "Don't you laugh, you're next." I was like, me and my friend, we both got it.
So I got a story like that too. We all know my older brother Tony, and then my cousin DJ. So there was one DJ. So it was me, my brother, and my cousin DJ, and we were doing something in the house, and we were just making a lot of noise, and my mother was trying to do something. So she came into the room, and she was yelling at me, and DJ was sitting next to me. So when she started yelling at me, he got up and went sat next to my brother. Then she turned around and started yelling at my brother. He got up and ran right back towards me. And when he did that, my brother started laughing because he was avoiding getting yelled at. As I said before, the wiffle ball bat, my mom just grabbed any bat that was next to her when my brother started laughing in her face, and she picked it up, and it was a metal bat, and she swapped right across his knee. Yo, he was done, but he still had to do the paper route. She was like, no, you can still go do the paper route. Yo, DJ got my brother hit with the only baseball bat. Oh,
That's some mafia stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's some mafia.
Breaking kneecaps, yo.
That's some Staten Island shit.
I think there is a mom mafia. I think there is a mom mafia in Staten Island.
Explain the chancla, the chancleta.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the chancla or chancleta is a flip flop, right? And now we should say it wasn't really for ass whipping. It was more for like when you're being annoying, and they can't whoop your ass right now. So it's like I'm gonna get you out of the room. I'm gonna get you out of my hair for now. But when I'm done cooking, I'm gonna whip your ass. So it was more of a warning / test. It was a
a shot across the bow.
strike. Yeah.
Shot across the bow, like, hey, we coming. We coming later. Don't forget.
It was an appetizer.
I don't think we got too much in trouble when we was home. It was mostly when we got in trouble in school, yo. They found out we was in trouble in school.
So real quick,
me and Charlie's mom used to pick us up from high school, bro.
What was your biggest memory of you getting in trouble? Like the most you got in trouble as a kid, not as an adult or but we can even take it up to the teenage years. My biggest one, I'll start, was first time I was allowed to go to the movies by myself. I was 13 years old. My mom let me take the bus. Take the bus out to Highland Boulevard to the movie theater. So I went with my brother, and I went with my neighbor. My brother's a year younger than me, but neighbor was the same age as my brother. So it was like, yo, let's go to the movies. And don't forget, we went to see Harry and the Hendersons. That was the movie. And we actually snuck in and saw the end of Predator. But that's another podcast. But so it was me, my brother, and my neighbor. Did it, nothing big, came back, did it successful, rode the bus, got home on time. Got home and my mom asked me, hey, did Tony go with you guys? Talking about my neighbor. And for some reason, I just lied. I was like, no. I don't know why. I just said, nope. And she's like, what? He didn't go with you? Oh, his mom's going crazy. She doesn't know where he is. And I'm like, yeah, he didn't go with us. Then she gets on, and I guess they're like calling the cops because now he's a missing person. But then she like sees him like walking to his yard with my brother, and she's like, he's right there. He's with you guys. I'm like, so I got in trouble for lying. And so that was the last time I was allowed out by myself for like another year. She was like, well, that's it. You're not going anywhere by yourself. But it was like the disappointment. Yeah. I didn't get beat or anything like that, but that was even worse. I was willing to take a beating. But yeah.
It's that look that I expect so much more from you.
Yeah, exactly. I expect so much. So that was a big, like, for a year, because she held to it. I couldn't do anything until I was 14. So that's why it always stuck with me, and it was so stupid, because I lied about somebody coming with me, and for no reason.
That's that street instinct, man. We don't snitch.
I don't snitch. I ain't no snitch.
Was he with you? No. Nope. Not till you die and then find out later.
We might file a police report, but don't worry about it. Don't tell us the truth. It's fine.
That's when it started getting there to the calling the cops and all that, and I was like, yeah. What about you guys?
I think for me I was a little younger, so this was before I even moved to Staten Island. I wasn't, same thing, like wasn't really allowed out by myself until a certain age. But if my brothers were outside, I could go outside, and I could go to the big park across the street. Same with my best friend at the time. Was like 3 years older than me, but he was like my mom's best friend's son, so he was like family. And so that's what it was. We were outside. It was a summer, hanging out, and I was probably about 9, and these guys were probably all maybe already like 11, 12, maybe even some little older than that. And we're hanging out, and the it starts to get dark. Now this is the summer, so if it's getting dark, it's late. Like the street lights were on, and they were even like, "Hey, shouldn't you be going home?" I'm like, "No, it's cool. Like, I'm good." I didn't realize because I was so caught up in all the grown stories, and they were talking about girls and all this stuff. So I was just like, I felt like a man. I didn't realize that my mom's friend had left. So I was there with a bunch of people that my dad and my mom didn't know in the park late night, 9 years old, and like we said
You was
before,
little man. Yo, check out little
yeah,
man. Check out Shorty.
exactly. And like we said before, like our moms were the ones that did the ass whipping, but this day my dad came downstairs and he had he, yeah he had the angry dad face, right? And he comes down. Exactly. And he comes down and he doesn't even have to say anything. I just right away I go to him. I'm shook because he's not saying shit. We're walking towards the building. We get in the elevator. He's not saying anything, and it's like, oh my god. Now he's like, go inside. He's like, going to the bathroom. Go take a bath. And I'm like, I'm taking a bath. I'm like nervous doing a thing.
When's it coming? It's
Yeah.
Don't know
and
what's coming next, right?
And then I just whoosh, and shit. You ever get a wet ass whipping? That shit.
Yeah, I know that feeling too.
And that one hurt more because I could count on my hand the amount of times my dad actually whipped me up, and I've taken so many from my mom. So even if it didn't really physically hurt, it was the fact that he was doing it, and it was like I knew I fucked up, but then at the same time I was like, damn, nah, you's my guy. We here, like, So yeah, that was probably the worst time. At least
I know your pain, Diaz. I know your pain, bro. That was almost my same story too, yo.
Yeah, your dad's scary too.
Yeah, he's
your
so
dad's
scary.
so calm. So if
Sean's
dad is so real calm and cool, yeah. If he goes off on you, you did something.
Yeah, he's such a nice, loving guy. Calls everybody babe.
Most of the time, every time he flips out on me, is off the strength of my mom. She'll plant the seed in him, yo.
She hypes him up.
She knows what to do. And the worst was when she sent him out looking for me. Remember my orange little dyno GT bike that I had?
Mm-hmm.
He just bought me that. And right on Jackson Street, around the corner, supposed to be home at 8 o'clock. It was like 9:05. I'm rolling down Jackson towards my house, right there on Van Duzer. See him in the middle of the street. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Pull up to him. He looked at me. I didn't say nothing. Whack. Right across the face. Get your ass home. All you saw was tire marks. I was out, yo. That was off the strength of my mom sending him out to look for me. I was supposed to be home at 8.
Yep.
Around the corner. See that, yo? She heard me talking about her just now.
She cut you off.
Had to find the call. She's like, you want me to come there right now, yo?
Sean's mom don't play either. I remember one time we were at Genevieve's. Was it you, Charlie, too, that was there, or was it Sammy?
It was me and Sammy.
Me, Sean, and my friend Sammy. We went to Genevieve's after school. I think
that was some profiling back in the day.
Oh my god!
We went to get oak tag for our project.
For a school
I remember
project.
the whole day, yo.
Yeah, and we're in there, and they're like, they say something like code red or whatever on
code
aisle
19
3.
and aisle 7 or some shit.
And I just happened to look at the aisle number that we're at, and of course that's the aisle we're in, and then you see the guy at the end of the aisle looking in the fucking stuff, like, and we went. Yeah, he told his mom, and she took us back down to Genevieve's.
That's the original profile back in the day.
Yeah, she cursed out the whole fucking Genevieve's, though. They never profiled us again. They did in a good way. It was like, oh, those kids, don't fuck with them.
All right, so now it's years later. Let's be honest, Sean, what'd you take?
I didn't take nothing. Joe was my witness, yo. What, that day or in general?
No, I don't want to incriminate you further.
In general, sometimes there's some Hot Wheels cars that used to be open at the package. I picked them up.
Not my fault.
But they were open, so they wanted to be taken. They want to be released.
I just picked them up off the floor, you know, because
That's
I want
it.
to trip on them.
Hey,
I
right.
want to step
looking
on
out
He
for
was
those.
the
doing a
store.
service.
That's a lawsuit. That's a lawsuit.
Yeah, he did them a service.
But yeah, I came in with the.
It was a
There you
heist.
go.
It was
You
planned.
want to hear a funny story? I was about 6 or 7, and we sued that Rite Aid Genevieve's because, yeah, my mom went in there with me. I was about 6, and I was running up and down the aisles like a little kid, badass. And the shelf, I guess it was high enough to where it was out of eye level, but it was low enough to hit me in the head. I got 12 stitches in my head, 6 years old, because I was running down the aisle like, what? Woke up. I'm like,
I woke up.
blood
Woken
all
up,
down
woke.
here,
And
I'm
that's,
like, look.
and that's when you became woke.
And
That
that's
explains
when it
everything. It explains everything.
You're right, yo.
That's when
That's
it
when I
all
woke up.
started.
I was
That's
woken
fun.
then.
I have a woke fucking story. Me and my cousin, we were racing down the hill, and this was back in my thin days. And he come fuck with me. I was just, yeah, I know. This is before you knew me, bro. I was little. I was like 5. Right?
I knew you at 11.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It was the early days. And we're racing down the hill, and I just, doing the in the what's that cartoon where they run with their hands behind their back, right?
Oh, the Naruto run.
Yeah, the Naruto run. I'm like going like that, and I look back and I see my cousin pull up and kind of run off to the side in the grass. And I turn back and I look straight, and next thing I see is a bike, right, like tire right in front of me. Doop, hits me, and the next thing I remember, this is the only time in my life I know that I've been knocked out. Because the next thing I remember is over my eyes, and my mom's over me, my grandmother, and the kid, and he's like apologizing, profusely, like he's sorry, man, sorry. And it really wasn't his fault, like because they came around the corner, right? I was just, I didn't give him any reaction time, and I guess that was probably when I became woke. My face was fucked up.
So we used to play basketball at Grant Street. And so you could go to the last house on Brewster and yell over and say, hey, get home. And Charlie, to back to what he said earlier, like, I'm sure he heard me getting beat and I heard him getting beat some nights. I'm like, damn, because we were literally right next door to each other. So my mom 2 times, she'd call you and she calls me by my last name. It's like, Carter. And I'm like, but then if you hear my first name, I'm like, oh, that's the last one, Rouge. And I'm like, and so one time she came into Grand Street with a wiffle ball bat, and everybody's out. I'm surprised, Sean, you weren't there. I think you might have been. Aranti was there or something. But yo, she chased me around the basketball court with a bat. Yo, the whole Graham's like,
I believe
going
it.
crazy. I went out the back. You know when stuff used to happen, so people used to jump off the back gate, back stairs, and jump over that. So I went up that way, knowing that no matter what, I still have to go to the same place she goes. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, I escaped it. I'm good. But I think the worst beating my mom ever gave me was I did really bad. I was never really a really bad kid, but I stayed out late one night. I went to Moore Catholic to watch a basketball game, high school basketball game. One of my good friends, JoJo, and we not you, Joe, the other Joe. I have 2 Joes in my life. 3 Joes, my Uncle Joe. So anyway, so we go to Moore Catholic where we live. Moore Catholic's on the other side of Staten Island. So by the time I got home, my curfew was like 10:15, 10:30. I got in 8th grade at the time. I got in like 10:45, 11 o'clock. I get the door, knock on the door. She's like, oh, you think you grown now? And I was like, just went to watch. I wasn't doing it. I was like, just went to basketball game. So I came home late. And when your parents always tell you, like, when you go out, like to, bring a jacket, they tell you over and over again, bring a jacket. And I just had like a light sweater on. And that's the night I should have brought a jacket. She locked me out of the house. Then my aunt, my cousin lived down the street. So she knew I was going to go down the street. So she calls my aunt and says, don't let him in. So I'm like, come on. I mean, it is free. It's like late October, almost November. And I'm like, just freezing my ass. I stayed outside till 12:30 in the morning. At least she finally let me in. But at 12:30 in the morning, I was never late again. I was never late again after that for her. But I was like, that's some harsh stuff right there.
My mom did that to me once, but I taught her a lesson.
What
So the same thing. I don't know if I missed curfew, but for some reason she was like, "That's it, you're staying out there." I was like, "What?" And I was literally sitting on the porch outside my house, and she's like, "No, you can stay there." She's like, "You're not coming in my house." And I'm like, "Ah." But my house, there was a tree next to the porch, so I knew how to climb up the tree, up to the top of the porch, in the second floor, and then my room was in the attic. So I climbed in, went up to the attic, and I went to sleep. My mom literally called the cops, thought I was missing. Like I woke up at like 10:30 at night to the cops outside, and she's filling out the report, crying. And I come down, I'm like, "What's going on?" And she was like, "What? What?" And I remember the cops were like, "Is this him right here?" And she's like, "I'm sorry."
He's all rubbing his
Just double
eyes.
checking. You still want to stake him in?
Just like, yeah, I was like,
Bro, you talked about, you and Charlie probably being able to hear each other getting whooped. I was there one time unfortunately for Charlie getting his ass beat, and I feel partially to blame. I think Sean was there too.
responsible.
We were on Brewster Street, and there was like I guess it was garbage there. I don't know, but there was like a fucking office chair, right?
It was the oil slick. I slipped.
Yeah,
but I know. Yeah.
But we were playing on the office chair. There was like someone had threw it out. It was like 3 wheels on it. It was missing the fourth one. So we were like pushing each other and giving each other rides on it and being stupid. And like we were almost done. And the last time we fucking just run and push Charlie, and shit like falls and he hits an oil slick. And mind you, he's still in his good clothes. We just got home from school. He didn't change that.
School clothes. Remember that?
Yeah,
Kids don't understand what school clothes are.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he was wearing shorts. Anyway, he got up and had just like a whole oil slick down his leg, and it was like, oh, but he knew right away, like, fuck, I gotta go inside.
Well, his uncle used to work on a car, and so the cars in the corner, like there was so much oil. So every week, there's big oil streaks.
The second fucked up part about it is probably my family that put that oil slick there.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I just said. That's what I just said. I don't want to incriminate anybody, but
I'll say it.
I think like 50 people live in that house.
But we already talked about Spanish things. We don't need to go any further. But
the tail was missing the wheel. That's why Charlie fell. And he did it right in front of the house too.
I think my worst ass whooping had to come when freshman year in high school, my mom found out that I was cutting class and I was going to my girlfriend's house.
Bro, we all got. I think me, you, and Joe got in trouble the whole 3 years of high school, bro. The first 3 years of high school.
Well, high school's 4 years.
Yeah, we was
but if you count it all together, we probably only went 2 years. But anyway, but yeah,
no,
she
bro.
found out that I was
Remember
cutting high
we was
school.
on graduation line, day of graduation, and mind you, me, you, our last names are right there. Your Mendoza, are mine. So. Remember they pulled you off the line right in front of me, like, you're not graduating today. I'm like, what are they talking about right now? Where's the paperwork with this, yo?
I was like, now you tell me? And they were like, oh no, you got it wrong. Get back on. Get back in line.
Charlie was like, oh man, and he walked away and he came back like an hour later. I'm like, what are they doing right now, yo?
So, but not the worst part about it was when she found out that I was cutting. And the day she found out was the day I wasn't in school. So she actually went to my girlfriend's house and got me up. Like when my girlfriend said, I think your mother's here, I was like, yo, the whole ride home, she didn't say anything. The only words I heard from her were, get in the car. Now, as we all said, it's the mothers that did most of the whipping. So the whole ride home, she didn't do anything. When I get home, my Uncle Sergio, who was my father figure, he's the guy that raised me, he's the working man. He was at the house, waiting at the front door. Yo,
put that work in.
I got into this, they double teamed me. I mean, one would stop hitting me, and then the other one would start. I was like, yeah, that had to be the worst. And I lived, my room was all the way in the attic. So I got my ass whooped for 3 flights. up the stairs. I think my mom ripped the banister off at one point and knocked me with the banister. Yo, it was the worst ass whipping of my life.
They're like, we'll take the first floor, you take the second floor, all right? Then we deal in third.
We gotta get him before he gets all the way up.
Then we combo him on the third.
They were taking
Did any
breaths on
parent
the
ever
landings.
break anybody's bones or anything on their body?
No, like my
Dude,
bone
nah.
or their own bone, you mean?
We trying to get.
I'm not trying to get anybody arrested.
Retribution, yeah. You go, mom. This is it.
I do not
Broke
recall.
skin.
I went to go like
I
you
bled.
said, they're not gonna use anything that's gonna hurt their hand.
Charlie got
I went
though mom was walking.
I went to go like block when she went to hit me with something,
You can't do
and
that.
it broke my wrist. Yeah.
What?
See? I knew there was one. I knew there was one. Told you.
You gotta sit there and take it. You gotta sit there and take it.
I tried to defend myself.
No.
Yeah, that makes
It's
it worse.
It's a reaction. Like,
Did
and it
a
hit my
parent?
wrist.
Up and so wait till they're done. Yo.
But it shortened the ass whooping. Once she saw that my wrist went limp, she's like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Oh, now she felt bad, right? Yeah, that's the
gone
mom.
too far.
I'm sorry. You hungry now?
Has any parent used something that you loved to give you a beating and break it? So I have a situation here. I went to Catholic school my whole life. And so we would sell candy, the chocolate bars. You know, now they're smaller now. It's so crazy. Those chocolate bars now that people used to sell, they're like, yeah, bro, they're like $2 now, and they're small. They're half the candy bar. I'm like, what? I'm like, we used to work for this. So anyway, we were literally top 3 people every year. My mom, like, we hustled, and because she was using that as a way to pay off bills too at the same time. So we work and hustle. Hey,
your mom had a markup on them.
Yeah, she had but then the money would come in because you didn't have to pay it till later. So if you need to pay some bills off, you have the money to do. So my mom was working, and so I won a clock radio phone. So this is, the phone sat on top, and then the clock radio, and so I had it in my hallway. Anybody's been to my house on Brewster, and upstairs in the attic. And so I guess one day I was really bad in school. And she comes upstairs. She goes, you know what? This is it. I'm tired of all this stuff. And when I tell you, she beat the daylights out of me. She broke the phone. Like, now I won this phone from all the work I did. And she beat me so hard with this phone that you couldn't even hear a dial tone afterwards. And then after she realized she broke the phone, she got one of those little paddles, like the chopping boards, right? The thick ones though, not the skinny ones, the thick ones. Broke it over my arm. I thought my arm was broke. I thought I was dead. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then she realized when I'm on the floor just like crying. I'm like a different, because there's 2 levels of cry. There's that like, oh, I'm wrong. But no, like, no. I think it's broken.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's something.
I think it's broken.
But real quick, Ro, what you said about your mom, the way she used to call you by Carter. We all know that we grew up with a lot of people on the block around our age, but your mom and your Aunt Franny had the best calling their kids' names. When when your aunt used to call Robbie, we all Robbie. She used to extend the E out. Like, oh man, we all knew when Franny was coming out to call Robbie.
You just hold your face down like, damn, don't call my name. Come on.
Hey, remember Tony, the other Tony, the one that not Panamanian Tony,
with the
other
thumbs,
one,
with the thumbs,
with the video game thumbs.
He had a video game thumb.
Yes.
I love Tony to this day.
Yeah.
Tony Harris.
Dre got those thumbs too.
Yeah, beat me in Street Fighter. One hand. Yeah, and I remember he was older than me, and he would get called home.
Oh yeah,
before
his mom,
everyone.
Rest in peace. She passed away, but
rest in peace.
Yeah, she was. Whew.
Yeah, super.
She might be the worst mom in the 2 to 3 block radius. She was no joke.
Yeah.
Oh, now I remember him. Yes.
Yeah. His dad was
because everybody knew him from his mom would from calling.
Yeah, his dad was a cop, and his mom she was.
Yeah.
And she had Janelle, which was like hello. Whew.
Yeah.
God.
She would call him
back
home
in the day.
He would do the run with the arms hanging.
Yeah.
I gotta go, guys. I love you. I love you, Tone. I love you, Tone.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon.
Gotta go home.
Gotta go home, do homework. But hey, he was
That
a
was-
beast in Street Fighter, though.
Oh yeah, I've never seen a human being hit a button so hard in my life, so fast and so hard in my life. I was like, dude, what's up with your hands? Like, I have a special thumb. Yeah. And I was like,
Smash 3 buttons at once, right?
no,
At
his thumb was
once.
wider. I've seen
That's what
a
I'm saying.
matter of fact, I saw a girl like that one time, and I was like, do people date you? She's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But then I saw
She don't
her
need
thumb.
to date anybody.
No, but I
Look
saw
at
her
that thumb.
thing,
I don't need a man.
and I was
Like,
like,
see my thumb.
not to say, I'm superficial at all, but the thumb, it's kind of like that Seinfeld episode when he's touching he's got the girl with the man hands, and he's
Giving the keys.
touch me.
Who was the hot chick from Transformers that had the big toe thumb?
Yeah,
Megan
that's
Fox.
what's it.
Megan
Megan
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox.
Yeah,
Megan Fox.
she has a toe thumb. She has a toe
Yeah.
thumb. Yeah, that's exactly what
Mhm.
Tony has. He has a toe thumb. It's fine, but like,
Oh, is it though?
Yeah.
hey, hold on.
Maybe if
It's
you're
all callous.
Hey.
Like, are you handicapped? you disabled
Ugh.
somehow.
like you was eating corn chips. No,
Big foreheads and toe thumbs. I just can't do. Big foreheads and toe thumbs. I'm sorry. Just putting it out.
Sorry.
Those are deal breakers for you.
Deal breaker. I hate
sorry,
big foreheads.
Rihanna.
I hate big foreheads.
You got no chance,
5
bro.
heads. 5 heads.
Six heads. I've seen a 6 head one
Yeah,
time.
I used to call them 5 heads back in the day.
Remember
So
that movie Mask.
yeah, that's when you called the mask.
Now I treat everybody equally. Now I treat everybody
Right.
equally.
Yeah, but let's get that Super Bowl weekend. Let's get into what we gathered here for today, and that's talk about our teams, our favorite NFL teams, who we rep, and then our best football moment. Can you remember? Can you distinguish one? Can you remember the time that when you first became a fan? And I got the gear on. I actually got this jersey from Sean. Thank you, Sean.
No
This
problem.
is,
No problem.
the Hakeem Nicks
Nice.
New York Giants jersey, and Giants have been my football team since I've started watching football. And that was, that goes back to the LT days.
Mhm.
I loved watching Joe Morris run as a running back, and Phil Simms, and just the team just screams integrity and discipline, and that always stuck with me, and that's been my team, ride or die.
No,
I even got
Ev,
slippers.
you're a little older than myself, so you probably remember those days probably a little better. Do you recall, let's just say, when they won in '86, like who was their big NFC East rival? Because right now I would probably say it's the Eagles, but I don't know.
but it was the Redskins then.
Redskins.
Mhm.
It was, yeah. It kind of evolves and revolves. They go around as teams get
Mhm.
better and all that. But yeah, the Redskins. I want to say the Redskins had won recently, or they were like kind of like the team, because everybody forgets that the Cowboys were good in the '70s, and then they stunk forever.
Mhm.
Like Cowboys were not
Yeah.
even an afterthought.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was either between and then the Eagles were always down. They didn't get good until they got McNabb around those years. So yeah, it was always the Redskins. Mark Ripien and the Redskins, they would beat you up. They were always smash mouth. So, but Mark Bavaro, he was a tight end. That's the guy who I think revolutionized the tight end position for me for football. And as tight end was never a pass catching position. It was always the end of the line. You were an extra offensive lineman. You were for blocking. And I think Mark Bavaro, the New York Giants tight end, changed that. He would go out and pass catch, and he was just a beast. And I remember those things vividly.
And this
Like
Those
Like
tight
those-
ends.
tight ends.
I was gonna say, that's my favorite position.
Ed, you went over your team and your memory. Who's your pick for the Super Bowl? Are you gonna make a pick?
Yeah, so like they said, this is gonna air after the Super Bowl. So I am kind of I'm rooting for Brady. Just everybody here, I think we've all been in fantasy football leagues together, and I've always had Brady on my team. there was like a good stretch run where I had Brady every year. It
He's the king.
just so happened, my team used to be called the Brady Bunch because I built my team around it. So as a quarterback, he's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I hate the New England Patriots, but I respect the organization. I respected the coaching and all. But as far as remember, I'm a Giants fan, so as far as pocket passers, Phil Simms was a pocket pass. Brady took that to the next level. Is needing a pocket, staying in the pocket, and just picking you apart. Pay no attention to that man down there who's we'll get into his hate and how it runs, but so I am rooting for Brady just for the fact that I don't think it's been done where a guy has left his team where it's been a dynasty or whatever, left and that very next year done so much. Even the fact that he got him into the Super Bowl, and you could debate whether he did it himself or whatever. Just that that's monumental to go to a new team and take it to the last game, the most important game, and have a chance to win it. What that does to someone's legacy, and I mean I don't think we've seen anything like that in sports, at least in my lifetime, to see someone do a feat like that. So
I hear you. Ro, do you feel differently, or
you want me to go now?
well, I figured. I mean,
You want me to just do it? You want me to just go at it?
yeah, why not? I mean,
okay. Where do you want me to go? You want me to tell my story?
wait before we go into Ro, because the actual question was what I think is going to happen, and I think don't forget, I'm a Giants fan. Spagnuolo is the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He knows how to get at Brady. We've done it twice. So, if anybody knows the game plan against Brady, it's Spags. And
you caught a ball on your head.
No, that's offense, bro. That's not defense.
The game was close. All right, but the game was close enough because of our defense.
You had to catch a ball on his head for you to win the game.
You
won the game, bro.
Joe,
you do what you gotta do to win the game.
It wasn't in the Super Bowl, so mind your business. Stay in Florida. Mind your business.
It's gonna be a lot of hate coming from that box.
I know what you mean, Ro, but then in the end, that was Eli throwing.
And I love Kansas City fans. All of a sudden, they know everything now. They want to relax, buddy. Put the work in.
Can we forget what Eli did before he even threw the ball? I mean, there was a lot that went into that play.
Again, like I said,
the game had to be close because of the defense. But the New England Patriots were destroying people up until that moment. They were unstoppable.
I mean, the best year I give them, the Randy Moss year, were Randy Moss, they just threw touchdowns like it was nobody's business.
Just throw it up.
The best record that year, all they had to do was win the Super Bowl. They would have brought the Miami's record. And that year, I give you guys props beyond belief because I was like, wow.
What did Michael Strahan say?
Does anybody remember that year though? Yes, the Patriots went undefeated. That year. But their last game of the regular season was against the New York Giants, which gave them the hardest time. And it's very hard to beat in the NFL. Sometimes it's impossible to beat somebody 3 times, but it's very hard to beat somebody twice when they give you such a good performance that the Giants gave them on that last game.
And it was just before the playoffs.
But it's also harder to go undefeated. I mean, we looked at Pittsburgh. I wish Dre was on here, but Pittsburgh was like what 7-0, 6-0,
10-0. Once you get to that 10 mark,
they were 11.
You got to 11-0.
And then they didn't even know how to play football after that. I don't know.
Exactly.
You went 10-0 and don't even know how to play football. The Jets learned the last weekend.
Right. You guys did the opposite.
Oh, this is what we do. We catch the ball. We play defense.
But the funniest thing with the Steelers going, since Dre's not here, we'll talk about the Steelers for him. Going 11-0 and then losing that game, being 11-1, and then dropping to the worst team that's going to be in the playoffs. Yeah. That one loss just opened up their whole. They're like, nope, they're not who they think they are. Yeah. And that's crazy to be 11-1 and go to the worst team going into the playoff bracket.
So much of
it. But that also goes to how much pressure mentally and the psyche. Once you hit that 10-0, because I remember the Giants being 10-0 at one point, and then you right away you hear the Dolphins. You just suddenly start getting vision of those plays. Those guys come out of the woodwork.
You just
They
hear dolphin
look like
noises in
old
the background.
mafia players. Like they'll have the suit jacket with turtlenecks, and you just see these old guys and they're showing their rings and they start haunting you. And teams, usually lose to like bad teams or they start doubting themselves. So it's very hard. So
well, the pressure's on you, right? I mean, I remember what Ronti's brother said. Shout out to Wally Agunlie. But he said, it really is any given Sunday. You do not know, like
these are professional teams, right?
Yeah, everybody. We're sleeping on them like it's playing a high school game, and you don't know. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't really go down your list, say win, 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 win. Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. Somebody gets a spark. Maybe you planned a whole nother game, and especially this year with COVID, there was two times that Cleveland Browns had no wide receivers. Then 1 week they had no running back.
no secondary.
How do you play a game with So it's like shout out to you got to.
The worst is when they play Cleveland that playoff game. I had to shut off because my wife was about to cry. I'm like, what is going on, bro? Worst game.
Oh, when they hit Mahomes. Oh.
No, I'm saying when Pittsburgh played Cleveland.
Pittsburgh played
first round. I had to shut that off.
I thought Cleveland
I got scared. I expected
I thought
that
Cleveland
to happen.
was underrated. Cleveland was a much better team than everybody thought. Watching them through the years, so I thought they were really complete. So when that I didn't expect the first quarter of that Pittsburgh game to go the way it was.
Yeah.
But I did pick them to win that game. So and then the Chiefs game. So that's my thing. We'll know Sunday. So like I said, Spags and the defense and don't play Brady. I will say that after that Cleveland game, Mahomes is not the same. He's not mobile the way he was. We don't know if maybe the rest and all that is, he'll be better, but he was definitely not as mobile as he was in that last game. And my
I think he learned his lesson. That's what happened. He's like, I can't do this.
He was not moving the way he's
failing.
When you watch Mahomes play, it's like a man playing with children. As far as he's faster than everybody else, he can juke and do things, and so that last game he looked mortal. And
I think he learned his lesson.
My other thing is, what the fuck is turf toe? Like really? What is turf toe? That's what he's listed as, but
it's almost like stubbing your toe. It's almost like stubbing your toe, but it's almost like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a jam
finger. It's the same type of feeling.
Turf toe. It sucks.
Me too. It does.
It's awful. But it's just another way to be like, don't hit me hard, because I have the Super Bowl to go to, and I have a lot of money and sponsors going into this. So NFL,
I got turf toe.
Know your role. But anyway, should I go now? Should I?
Yeah.
Wait,
so who you pick? Can you pick your team already? Jesus.
I keep cutting
So in 2035,
I just hope both teams have fun.
You would be that guy. You would be that guy. You are so that guy. He has 1% stock in the NFL. You have stock in the NFL?
I honestly can't call it. I don't want to make a fool of myself. All right, I'm going to go Brady. I'm going with it. I think
okay.
Offensive, I don't think Mahomes. I think there's more to Mahomes' injury than turf toe. He's probably going to have surgery. It's going to be one of those things where the season ends and then he has surgery for something that he wasn't disclosing. So, and I think Brady has the storybook ending.
Can I talk to marketing? Can we put like a vote when we do this later and just put like a one check there? Just talking to marketing, maybe they can make that happen. It'd be great for this segment. But anyway, let me know.
We'll
call your people.
I don't know if it's in the budget.
So I do want to clarify. Since I am a Giants fan, so it's not fair to Joe is a Giants fan and Mendoza is a Giants fan. So there are three diehard Giant fans here. I just want to put that out there as a disclaimer. Before we get to Roe.
Do me a favor. Take Brady's stuff out your mouth very quick before you take that next step.
We beat him twice. We beat him twice.
I know you did. And you're beating them right now. You're beating them off right now. Anyway. Ain't prepared. Let me go. You ready? Shit. Tell me.
All right, Ro. So First off,
Well, there's 3 Giants guys. Why don't we just go back-to-back Giants stories?
okay.
Casey, just you guys, Giants guys, go all day. You guys go all day. Talk about it. It's your
Well,
room.
I'm gonna jump ahead, Charlie, just because I should say, technically, when my first experience with football, right, I actually was a Bears fan. I'm gonna tell
Really?
you why. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why. I was 5, 1985, and there was a GI Joe refrigerator Perry.
Walter
Oh yeah, that was
It
the
was a
one.
refrigerator Perry.
That was the one. That
The
was the
Walter
one.
Payton
Perry.
one was a cool one. They
If
had
you
one.
had that one, you
I had
were
it,
the man on the
yeah.
block.
Right.
Yeah.
on the block.
So I like that was that was a grail for me. I didn't have it, like you said. I wanted.
Michael Apozzetta had it. I think he taunted us with it.
Did he really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
he probably like set a lighter to it.
That was the 85 Bears, I
85,
believe.
Yeah.
The squad.
Yeah,
The
Perry,
rapping,
Peyton, McMahon, and Singletary.
Yeah.
All those. That
They
was,
did
that's a hell
commercials
of a
and
team.
everything.
Yeah.
And so one day my uncle came over and it was a Sunday. It was me, him, my sister, and my brother. We were watching the game, and I was showing interest. So he asked me, who I was a fan of, and my uncle was a Bears fan. And I told him, I was like, oh, I'm a fan of the Bears, but then I was also like, well, I like the Bears, I like the Jets because my sister was a Jets fan, and I was like, and I like the Giants because my brother was a Jets fan, right? So they were like, what? No, you can't be a fan of all these teams. Like, you got to pick one. I was like, no, but I like all of them. They're like, no, like it doesn't work that way. You got to pick one and be loyal to them and be a fan to them. So when I looked at the options, Jets, Bears, Giants, I had to share a room with my brother, who was a Giants fan. And so I couldn't risk the constant ass whippings and just ribbing and teasing. And I got it enough because he was like, you're spoiled. So he would always try to toughen me up. That's older brother to be a fucking jerk. So I chose
Kung Fu
Giants.
grip. He would toughen you up with the Kung Fu.
Yeah. He would do the deadly venoms where he would be like,
Mm.
like before he would even get.
Oh, that was good. They knew how to get you. Oh,
Yeah. Dude, all the pressure points, like, and
worst
Kung Fu
best
was
movie.
big back then, like,
It's great.
late 70s, 80s.
That
anyway,
hurt.
so I was like, I'm a Giants fan, and then of course the next year, 1986, they won the Super Bowl. Mets win the World Series. Just not to get off topic, but anybody that ever wonders why I'm a Giants Mets fan, because when I was getting into sports at 6 years old, Mets and the Giants were the 2 hottest teams in New York. So that explains
We'll
that.
see that again.
Hater. But my favorite,
He just strong with that one.
I don't know if I had, there's so many
That's right. There's
Giants
so many.
moments.
It's a lot to-
Gosh.
You guys are great.
We
That's
could
awesome.
do a whole hour just unpacking this,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But
That's
I'm still gonna go
It's true.
with the 1991 NFC Championship against the Niners, when it was a fucking boring game, but it got exciting. And Matt Barr hits the winning field goal to take us to the Super Bowl, and I remember that was like one of the first times in my life I can remember just like not liking my family. Like my cousins were fucking Niners fans, because at that time Joe Montana was, he was the Brady of the time, right? He could do no wrong. So they were all fucking dick riding and just, oh, Montana. I'm like, what? But we're from New York. How? Back then I couldn't understand how you could be from a city and not be a fan.
Were they going for back-to-back that year?
That might have been when
The Niners?
The third one, I think.
The third
think
one, yeah.
Third one.
Yeah.
We stopped their repeat. So Giants are good for stopping streaks. See how that works. But that's probably till this day and I mean there's so many, 07, 2011, the parade. I mean there's a lot, but that's probably my favorite.
Parades are something else. If living, I mean any parade. Ro can even, because he's a Yankee fan, so having a parade down the Canyon of Heroes and being at one of those events, I mean, there is nothing like that where total strangers are your best friend and there's millions of people and you're all there celebrating the same thing. I've been there for a Yankees parade. I've been there for the Giants one, and I mean, there's no words just to. When you share that those feelings with just, thousands of people and you're all cheering on the same thing. So I'm sorry, Ro, if you haven't experienced that football wise. So just hold on to those Yankee memories.
Sorry, so Charlie, why don't you tell us how did you become a Giants fan and like what's your favorite?
So it's similar. It's like me.
Did you suck Brady off?
Oh,
to become a Giants fan? Or did you- Okay.
Wait.
Sorry.
Let me give my.
Oh yeah, give your pick before you suck them off.
Yeah.
Why don't you let them know that you're bad? All right.
So
Thanks.
Don't forget to cup the balls.
So,
Yep. Breathe hard.
no, I mean I'm like Ev. I'm not a Brady hater. I'm a fan. I would like for him to win. I think he's done a lot in that position with different wide receivers. People always talk about, you wide receiver. He's had shitty ass wide receivers that he's turned into all-stars. And he becomes that player coach where he looks at the game from the inside and outside, as a coach perspective and as a player perspective. And that's big when you have rookies and young guys on the squad who are, trying to get used to the NFL. But with that said, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, sometimes I am, my money's on Kansas City. I think Mahomes, I think the young kid's I think he's resilient. I think he'll feel better by the time the game starts. And I think they're going to do what they've been doing pretty consistently. It's just in my opinion. I mean, as great as Brady is, there's still more to it. He can't do it by himself. So that's just. But again, who the fuck? Any given Sunday, right? Nobody.
Evan's theory that he's not playing the same. He's like playing with an injury. My theory is he got woken when he got hit that Cleveland game.
Woken up woke.
Can we please have that come across the screen? Woken up.
Woken up woke.
He woke him up, right?
Yeah. Okay, I just want to add something. Can I say something before we get to Charlie? Because I think Giants fans are very biased in our Brady love. As far as the greater you make Brady and the more he accomplishes, the more Giants fans can say, well, we stopped him. We are his kryptonite. So no matter how great Brady gets,
that's true.
He couldn't beat us. And
that's true.
That's why I think, subconsciously we think
this is why I think the Chiefs will beat the Bucs is because we have Andy Reid, Philly coach, NFC division, play the Giants, know all that. Andy Reid's the coach, right now, He is. And we got Spagnuolo. We just have to blitz Brady all game,
So
you can't
can I ask you a question, Sean? Can I ask you a question, Sean? Would you be more nervous with the Brady, this old Brady, would you be more nervous with Belichick or with the coach currently now?
Good question.
Tampa Bay's coach?
Yeah.
More with Belichick.
Yeah, and so that's exactly, thank you. And I'm glad you put that on board because I think right now you're going to have to see Brady perform, right? Because what you've seen this season, they're not really on the same page a lot.
But the other thing, Bruce Arians, he tried coaching in the beginning. At some point, he was like, Brady shut him down.
Brady don't listen to him. Brady's like, this is my team.
And you watch Arians calling plays, and Brady completely ignores him and says, "No, we're doing this." But they started winning when Arians said, "All right, let him do his thing." So basically, they have no coach. Brady has no coach this year, so it is Brady versus the Chiefs.
So here's the thing, and then Sean, I would think let's do Sean and then Charlie, then me. But Sean, let me know what you think about this in terms of the game. I think Kansas City. I mean, the pressure's on them.
It is.
Right, Brady has nothing to lose. Listen, if I have so many bets right now that I'm like, if Brady wins, I put it all in. I was like, sure, I'll wear that. I'll put this on my face. I don't care. But the pressure is on Mahomes, and I just hope the refs don't make it that type of game. I've seen that happen before. Don't make it that type of game. Let the kids play, but also protect Mahomes because you forget they got Sue on their line. And
He's
Muhammad
doing
and
something
Sue.
dirty.
Sue
He's
is
stepping
a
on
dirty.
Mahomes.
He's been clean this whole year, but I guarantee you, Brady's like, here's an extra, here's a bag.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do, player, I got you. Whatever your fine is, I
Step
got
on
you.
his
And then
hand.
some.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about that dirty stuff. But anyway, you go.
I think.
Yeah, but real quick,
Mahomes
that
is going to be ready for that.
Okay.
this is also the first Super Bowl with a female referee. So just.
Oh, she's proving everybody. She about to.
I don't, unless she starts gazing into Brady's eyes.
And wait,
God.
Okay,
Dude,
I got a quick question. Maybe some of you guys know. Are there going to be fans there at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Because it's Florida, right? Tampa.
My.
So Tampa.
Talk to him when Charlie goes. Charlie, you explain all the madness.
There are no rules.
The COVID that's about to go down.
When I tell you what's going down in Tampa, you guys are gonna be like, "What?" Oh
COVID
my
City.
God!
They call it COVID City.
It's like
COVID
all
COVID
essential workers.
That could play a
It
factor.
used to be called Ybor City.
The stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be called Ybor City.
Yeah.
Pirates
Bay.
But I was just saying that could be a factor too. The first home team Super Bowl at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Niners came close, but that wasn't in their stadium.
I mean, there's so many stats for Brady to make that night. Like this, it's just like
Not only that, COVID alone. Yeah, you'll be able to see the COVID in the stands.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be floating around.
Like green fog.
I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait to hold the trophy."
They're not, and the Buccaneers aren't gonna have Gatorade. It's literally gonna say vaccine.
Okay, Benadryl, and the vaccine, the vaccination, sponsored by Johnson & Johnson, the COVID Bowl.
It will be known as the COVID Bowl.
Go
ahead,
Charlie. Tell us your origin story.
Well, it sounds so similar to Joe's. 1980,
Giants fans are all
being
the same.
born in '80.
Awesome.
Giants were the team. Like Ev named a couple of old Giants. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. You just had so many great players within that franchise, and then starting to play the game, but also having that parent that was so against football, like didn't want me to play. And then my favorite player was one of the most fiercest people on the football team, Lawrence Taylor, LT, the things that he used to do to people.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "You're not playing that game." I was like, "Oh, yes, I am."
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, just them being the champions in the 80s, the way they were in the 80s. But,
Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells was just the man. And
Without Bill Parcells, there's no Belichick. Don't forget, Belichick was
without no Belichick, there's no Parcells, there's no Andy Reid. Belichick birthed all of them. Honestly.
It's the other way around, Sean.
The other way around.
Parcells, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. Parcells was the one that Belichick.
Right.
Yes, you're right.
He birthed all of them.
Madden has the football game, but Parcells could have had his own game also, because Parcells was up there with Madden.
Yeah, he's the guy that players wanted to play for, Parcells.
Yeah. I think the common theme here is that football is racist. So anyway, let's move on. Charlie, you were saying?
Hold up.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Oh, that's this month?
Oh, yeah, it's February.
Shortest month of the year.
That's supposed to be a joke. Sorry.
You heifer.
So my favorite.
You don't come onto the 14th, don't you? You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question, bro. What happened to the Me Too movement? That just died off.
Okay.
That's another podcast.
My moment was it was the whole 2011-2012 Super Bowl championship. I was that whole year. I just kept on telling my coworkers, I was like, "Yo, the Giants are gonna make a move. Look at this defense. Look at this defense." And then when they beat the Green Bay Packers that year,
Road Warriors, man, the Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors. I looked at him and I said, "I'm telling you."
I remember that game because I called Diaz. I fell asleep. I'm like, watch, they're gonna win, because that year every team the Giants beat in the playoffs, they lost to in the season, yo.
Right,
They played
but
Dallas,
it was
they
close
lost.
in the
They
season,
played
and then they played them again in the playoffs, and
San
it's like they had the
Francisco, they
recipe.
lost. They played Green Bay, they
Green
lost.
Bay,
They played
yep.
New England, they lost, yo.
Yep. And the
Wait,
Bucks.
can
won.
I ask a
When we-
question? Can I ask a question for the Giants fans? Is this is a tough one? Is Eli underrated?
Not by Giants fans.
I think
No,
Eli,
ask yourself. Ask yourself. I mean,
I think
He
Eli
that's
was
two
in the right
Super
plays.
Bowls,
system.
but he's not the better brother.
No,
We can go.
I think Eli. The whole situation with Eli was perfect for him. I think, however, his legacy goes on is fitting. I don't think Eli does that with other teams. I don't think he I don't know, but he was great for us. And I mean, just some of those throws. He has legendary throws that were just the one with
I think he was.
so what's his name on the sideline where basically he
It
threw
was
it to his armpit.
Yeah. For him to
But-
his MVPs
He's a
and his
good
Hall of
system
Fame induction, I don't think he's overrated for that. No, I think he's
Okay, no. I definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, Hall of Fame. You win two.
You know.
You win a Super Bowl #1, but you
Yeah.
win 2. You Hall of
Yeah.
Fame automatically.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if we were to really like dissect,
Yeah, right.
Eli.
No, he's no
But-
Peyton.
but-
I mean, you know,
He's
Sometimes
like
it's
a
about
Jared Goff,
being at
you know.
the-
He's a system
the-
quarterback.
Yeah, but there was a lot when he was dealing with all that too. I
Mhm.
mean,
But-
there's so many factors.
But as I said, right place, right time, but also the right character, right? You had this guy that grew up.
you're right. You hit.
You gotta
that
be
nail
able
on the
to
head,
do
John.
that.
Yeah, New York
Yeah,
City.
you had this guy that
Yeah.
just grew up in a football family. He understood
Right.
what the game was, right?
Right.
He wasn't trying to be the superstar. He never tried. He played his role the way he was supposed to play his role. He
Mhm.
had the defenses. He had the running backs. He really didn't need to do much, but when he did need to do it, he
He
knew
was
how
great.
to do it.
Right.
Exactly.
He had
So
he
But-
had he had Plexico, he had Knicks, he had
And he made them
Tyree,
better.
and he had
Don't
Shaq.
forget.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But don't forget,
But-
and people forget also, running backs are very big also. And when you have Brandon Jacobs and
Yeah.
Bradshaw,
Yeah,
Earth, Wind,
he's
and
a
Fire.
beast.
Yep.
He's a
And
beast.
Ward, right? And we have Ward too.
No,
That one?
but
Ward.
actually, listen,
And
Ward
West.
was the
Ahmad.
third running back.
Mhm.
those Giants teams, it reminds me, and I hate to say this too because I'm not a Knicks fan, but the staple of New York teams that have been great when it comes to football and basketball was they had good defensive teams, and those Giants
Grittiness.
teams, their
Yeah.
defense was like that was the staple,
Right.
and all you got to do is
100%.
just score. We're gonna
Yep.
take care of everything
Right.
on our end. All you got to do is
Yep.
just score,
Yep.
and so. That's what I miss, and I think that's what New York needs again.
That
Is
was
that
the old
energy
school
when
motto,
you come
bro.
to New York and you respect us, put some respect in our
Defense
name.
wins games, bro.
And so Brooklyn's gonna be an offense. I'm just going all over the place with sports,
Yeah.
but
No, it's
No,
fine.
you
but
just
you're
don't
right.
have that energy anymore, right? Of that
Brooklyn.
team, like you come to our
Mhm.
house, like
Yeah.
you know?
You come to our house and you get beat up. You get
Yeah.
hit in the mouth.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying.
We,
So,
we don't have that.
Yeah.
And
They
just
played
one other
short ball.
point with Eli to play in New York, and we'll get to Roe. Roe's going to tell you, all about his team. To play in New York, the pressure to be that
It's
guy
rough.
on in front of millions, because it's the media capital of the world. So you're literally on 3 major papers every Monday. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone is talking about you.
How many
no matter
primetime
what.
games you have
Right.
during the season?
It's such a
I
big
feel like
stage.
The name
The
Manning.
press
to add
is
to
on you
that.
even when you're not playing in New York, bro. Because
Right.
when they out in the city and stuff, they still get in trouble out here, yo.
As I said before, character was very big. He fit everything that he needed to do to get to where he got.
That's what makes him great.
But yeah, the memorable moment was that whole season. But then also, it made it full circle because I was in New York. I was living in Florida, but I was in New York for the Super Bowl because that's the year that my dad got really sick, and I went down there for his surgery. And like when I went down there and the Giants won the Super Bowl, all my family members were like, "Oh, it's because you were here, because you were here." I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly it." But yeah, just the whole 2011, 2012 team, that just solidifies my Giants fandom.
Yeah.
Same here.
Joe, you were at my house for that, right?
No, that was the 07 one. I was
that
here. I was already here in San Francisco for the 2011 one, which
07
was
one, I
pretty
was in
sweet.
New Orleans when I saw
That
that
was
one,
really
too.
sweet because we beat the Niners in the NFC Championship
Yeah.
that year.
Mhm.
So
And they
I
whooped
was
on
not
Eli
liked
that game, yo.
year.
Eli had grass in his face and everything,
Yeah,
bro. They were
yeah.
beating him
Yeah.
down.
Did
yo.
Eli make his face?
And
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
watch the Super Bowl. And we didn't watch the Super Bowl together because I went to my aunt's house. But me and you chilled the Saturday night before. Remember, we played poker. That's
Yeah.
when, and Renee played poker. Dre came over.
Mhm.
So I chilled with you that Saturday.
Who you picking, Charlie, for the Super Bowl? Who's your?
And here comes the fandom, right? Because as I said before, fan is just short for fanatic. I am going 100%. Not only 100 because of the fanatic part, but Patrick Mahomes is an entity to be messed with, and I think he's going to do what he has to do. I'm going with the Chiefs, but I'm also a big Patrick Mahomes fan because his dad pitched for the New York Mets. So I'm good.
Oh
Gotcha.
God,
There
there
you
he
go. There
goes.
you go.
Always got to tie the Mets into
It's
something.
logical. It's
Jesus
a logical,
Christ, this guy.
logical analogy.
So the
Give
moon,
it to you.
the sun sets on the stadium, right? Like once a year, once every 20 years, you'll see the sun set over the stadium. So the Mets are the best team ever. Yes.
So if for our listeners and our viewers, if you haven't guessed, when Rove says his team, it will all make sense on why
He's so salty.
he is the way he is.
I cry a lot.
He cries
Hey,
like
bro.
trying to find a special moment because I want to hear a special moment.
Bro, speaking
can
of
we
the
have an
Jets,
over-under
how do you think
or
I
a
feel
bet?
since like 90,
Yeah,
91 on my team, bro?
Was that when they?
But your team is there.
Yeah.
The
How many
Jets are
times
never
they
going to
let me
get there.
down?
When
you
Kansas
talk-
City,
yo.
didn't they make an undefeated run one
Charlie,
year?
nah, see, Charlie he's trying to hit a nerve right now, bro.
Bro, let me tell you something. Let me know when it's my turn.
Well, let's touch on Sean and the Chiefs because Sean is a true Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I might have
For
to
all of
go
us that
same
known
place,
Sean for his existence, he's been a
Mhm.
Chiefs fan.
Always, yeah.
You know, as long as I known him, he's always been. He can talk about the Montana year and whatever. But yeah, so Sean, let us know how does a kid growing up in New York become a Chiefs fan?
In Staten Island, of all places.
I became a Chiefs fan from
Last week?
Nintendo.
Was it last week?
Tecmo Bowl. Remember
Last
Tecmo
week?
Bowl on Nintendo?
Tecmo Bowl, yes.
Tecmo Bowl, yeah.
Who was on Tecmo Bowl in Kansas City?
I was playing with Kansas City on Tecmo Bowl.
But who was on
And
that
then-
team?
Let me finish telling you the story now, bro. I don't know because they were just all numbers now.
It was just
Christian
numbers,
McCoy,
yeah.
Christian
What's the
McCoy
reason why you're a
was
Kansas City Chiefs fan?
unstoppable.
I'm gonna lose my
I
mind.
didn't-
Well, he was a kid.
I didn't tell you.
He wasn't 18.
God damn it. Sorry, I'm fired up, everybody.
Look at
Thank you,
Sean.
Mendoza.
I gotta change. I gotta put more jet ski on. I'll be right back.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
so
picked him in Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl used to play with Kansas City.
Was it because of the color?
Yeah, Christian McCoy.
Christian Okoye was a cheat in every game.
You know what it was when you ran the ball.
and I don't
with him,
mean
it was hard
personally,
to
but-
tackle him in the game.
Yeah, and any of those games, if you picked Okoye, you could not. You do the jump, you just keep
Yeah.
hitting jump, and you could not tackle him.
He'll break the tackle like nothing. He just wiggle it off, and keep going. Yeah, but
What
so
year?
I used to play
What
with
year
them.
was that, Sean?
That was like 89 or 90. We were
Okay.
young, bro. But like 92 or 93, that's when Montana went on the team.
Right.
After that, then that's how it was official right there. Because Joe Montana was the best in the league at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, they let him go? Took him right
He
there
had
now?
back
I'm like, all right.
issues, but he was Joe
And then we
Montana.
almost went to the Super Bowl that year. We lost to Buffalo.
Mhm. I think that was the year they went.
Pittsburgh,
I think they
overtime,
went
we beat-
10-0.
Yeah,
We
right.
could. They were one of those teams.
They went 9-7. And we
Okay,
got
I
into
knew
the playoffs. We played Pittsburgh in the wild card. We played Houston in the division game, and we played Buffalo in the AFC Championship. We lost to Buffalo. Then
Wow.
next year we
But-
lost to Miami, I believe.
Wait,
And
what year
after
was that?
It was just downhill. I think
year?
that was 93,
Oh, okay.
92 or 93.
Oh, so was
93,
that
'cause we
was
in
that
8th grade.
Buffalo's number 4? Was that their last
That was
Super Bowl?
Buffalo's number 4. Yes.
Okay.
So we almost made it to that game.
I always, with when Sean, because Sean has always been a Chiefs fan as long as we've known him, but I always also thought it was because of how similar it was to the Curtis Warriors logo. I know you always used to put those together also. Because we had
played
the
a part,
arrow
but then
at one
I
point.
guess
also.
I guess it made me like them more when we went to high school. But you already know Mendoza. I was already a fan before we got there.
Yeah, you were a fan before that, but I think that really solidified it all. Because you never, no matter how bad they were when they got bad, because they did get bad over the years after that. You still,
that's
as
a
a
fan,
Chiefs
though.
fan.
You got to ride and die with your team, bro.
Exactly.
And all the grief
You
I used to get.
You don't go say I'm going to put more Jets gear on, and you come back with a blurred out Jets shirt.
It's fitting. It's fitting. He doesn't really want people to know.
It's a blurred out shirt.
The app naturally blurs the Jets logo out.
Hey, we were just saying how Zoom naturally blurs your logo on the front, so you can't read it.
Oh, look, it's blurred. What does that say on the shirt?
He said because he's got the old Tecmo Ball, so I hit for you, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, you see what this is? It's Tecmo Ball. Yeah, you don't even know what you played, and you're a fan of something you have no idea. All right, great.
Sean got to make his pick.
Tecmo Bowl, yo?
Yeah,
all right,
so,
Sean, make your pick. Sean, what's your pick?
Who you picking for the Super Bowl?
Sean, they're rushing you off the stage, bro. Tell them take your time, bro. Put some respect in your name.
We want to bring the hate.
You should already know my pick, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I did bet on the Chiefs beating the Bucks by a touchdown or better. The point spread is 3.5 points or 3.4 points. We gotta beat them more than a touchdown, yo. We can't go by 3 points and give Brady the ball back because we lost the game again. It's got to be a touchdown or better.
You think it's gonna be a shootout? You think it's gonna be a straight shootout?
It varies because Tampa Bay's defense is good, but then my defense they did kick up a notch the past few weeks, so I give them that. Tyrann Mathieu, he's coming after Brady on Sunday, yo.
It's gonna be going. I can't wait.
So before we get to Roe, do you guys want me to tell you what's going down in Tampa for the Super Bowl, or we want to see
quarantine?
No, go for it. Go for it.
So all over the radio, all over like social media, connected to anything in Florida. The biggest thing that they're shooting out for Super Bowl weekend is that the strip clubs are open.
Oh, damn.
That's the biggest marketing I keep on hearing on the radio, social media. But not only are they open, they keep on talking about how they meet the COVID guidelines for safety. Fellas, when I tell you what the COVID guidelines are for safety,
please enlighten us, Charlie. What are the COVID
crotch masks for
crotch masks?
So they put in brand new air filtering systems. There's now when I tell you this part, don't forget these are strip clubs. They have UV lights all over the strip club. Who wants a UV light in a strip club?
That's true though. You have it anyway. You have the UV lights on you anyway. When you go to clubs anyway, the light.
Bro, that's gross, bro.
Yeah. No, you see the blue light, the black light's the same thing though. The black, you see that? Oh shoot, I didn't watch that stain out. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's a strip club.
But here goes the kickers, fella. You ready? Here goes the kicker. The champagne room, right? You can't have the strip club. It's not the champagne room no more. They built individual tents outside of the strip club.
Oh my god.
So if you want to get
we getting on.
Okay,
so don't go outside.
I want to change my choice. I'm gonna pick the Bucks.
We hopped up on COVID.
Because Mahomes and them aren't gonna know how to act with all the strip clubs.
It bugged me out when I was listening to the radio and I actually started reading some of the things. The biggest thing that they want to make sure that people that are coming to see the Super Bowl, because that's what I was telling you in Tampa Bay, there's a strip for strip clubs. It's called Ybor City. That's what it is down in Tampa. And they said that Ybor City is gonna be open, and for everybody to go.
Wow.
I've
real
been
quick,
down there.
I did some.
I went down there, Tampa, with my family like a few years back, man. So I already know. I know
The
how it is.
2003 Kansas City Chiefs went 9-0.
Yeah.
They
They
lost
might have
to
went
Cincinnati.
13-3.
Yeah, and
They went
then
13-3,
they got
I
the number
think,
2
end of the
seed
season.
and lost to the Colts.
Mhm. What about 2 years ago when they were up 33-0 at halftime with the Colts and lost by 1 point? You know how sick I felt with that one?
Yeah, I felt sick for you.
I'm like, come on, man. Or the year after that when they had to play Denver with Peyton again. I could go back to all the times they just hurt my feelings, yo.
See,
So.
but that's perfect
Even
example as to
last
why
Super
we're so
Bowl?
passionate. When people wonder, like, like how come you guys get so crazy over a sport? It's because I've been supporting this team through thick and thin, through the bad times. So it's I'm there along with them. You know what I mean? I feel the pain. Maybe not to the extent that they feel.
I feel like we all been through it. The Giants too, you know.
Yeah.
Rose
Kansas
is
City,
going through it the longest.
Kansas City also went 9-0 in 2013 with Alex Smith
Mhm.
and Andy Reid.
Yeah, Alex Smith
Who we
looked like
lose
the
to
next coming.
that game? That was
Alex
to the
Smith
Colts,
looked like
right?
The next coming, yeah.
Yeah, it was to the Colts.
Yep.
Alex Smith was all right. He's an L system quarterback. You know, he's good.
Speaking of like going through the
go all out, you know,
the good times and the bad times, Ro's still going through the bad times. Why don't you tell us, Ro, how you became?
Because I got my memorable moments for Ro.
So I might have to cut off. So
all right,
John, love you, brother. All right, brother. Be safe.
All right,
be
man.
woke.
Chiefs. Go
Stay
Chiefs.
woke.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Stay woke and stay away from strip clubs in Ybor City. So, all right, bro. Let's get down to it.
Ro's the only one that had to stretch before he started talking.
I got to share in one of the few good moments that his team has had, which I think maybe the only one. So, but I was there with you, and it was cool. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
You guys were alive back
What?
then?
What is that? Thanks, buddy. Thanks. That's
Back in 1960,
right? You send up the ball, right? I'm about to kick it. You're like, oh, hey. All right. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, I am a Jets fan. Die hard, ride or die. What people don't know, though, you can find pictures of me wearing a Dallas Cowboys helmet because they were America's team as a kid. So as a kid, I had that on my head. Some devil put that on my head. Sorry, my aunt. Sorry. Anyway, and then later on, you can see me in a Giants sweater. Still, I'm a kid, so
we will pay money for that picture. So if anybody has that, please,
you have to hit my cousin Jack up. He can find that problem.
Jack, get that picture to us, Jack.
There's a
good friend.
There's a picture of me in a Giants sweater. Yes, so I've had two other teams in my life, but as Joe had said earlier, you find out which team is yours. So, long story short, my cousin worked for the Jets. And she got us tickets on Sunday. So she literally would text us, this is before text. Wow. She'd call us and say, hey, I've got tickets for you guys at the stadium, but she'd tell us at like 10 o'clock, game's at 1. And so it was me, Jack, Adam, Adam. So we all go to the games, give us like 3 or 4 tickets. That's it. And we go to the games. So I got free tickets for like 2 years of my life. Every Sunday I went to a Jets game. So I became a diehard fan. This is during the Peddington era, Nick Folks era, kicking the football and missing a couple times. So I was ride or die Jets, just because it was something that I enjoyed to do on Sunday. And then my heart got into it. And there's a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, trials and tribulations right now. But I will say, to go right into it, what the question was, what was your greatest moment? I'm going to go over everything in one fell swoop. I'm going to cover you guys for you make fun of me. I'm going to cover those because I was at that moment. The worst moment in Jets history is the butt fumble. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was at that game. We were in the Ciroc Lounge. getting drinks. By the time I came downstairs, the score was 21-0. I didn't know what happened. We literally just got in the stadium 5 minutes ago. I was so messed up. It was Thanksgiving. I was so messed up. I thought the play was a replay, but I was like, it can't be because I'm actually watching the field. They can't do a replay on the field. They literally did the same move. They picked the ball up and ran it for a touchdown. I was like, wait a minute, was that a replay? And they're like, no, that's live. And I was like, okay.
You were watching it with your own eyes.
So for the people of our listeners and viewers who don't know, can please walk us through the butt fumble.
The infamous butt fumble.
The infamous butt fumble.
So again, I was inebriated.
I know this is hard for you.
I was inebriated.
But
so you don't know because it happened so fast, right? And it's a meme now. It's a GIF. You can do everything you want with it. Find it, look at the replay, and you just try to figure out like what happened because it looked like Sanchez hikes the ball back, and as if he's gonna hand off, but he doesn't hand off. He runs for it and then just fumbles the ball into his lineman, and we're just like, wait, what? You know, from the fans' perspective, we thought he got hit. Right. And then you look at it, it's like there's no way he get hit because they just hiked the ball. They didn't get to the line yet. Everybody has different colors, and I'm just like, what? And then like we're getting blown out by 21 something. So it was so awful to get the butt fumble on top of that. You just had to literally put your hat over your head and just be like, oh my God, we're the worst team. And it
was a Thanksgiving game, so
everyone's watching.
Everybody's watching.
And Mark Sanchez, pretty boy Mark Sanchez, the ladies love him. Man gets the football and runs into his lineman's butt, who's still bent over. So when you start, the play, right? I mean, literally, the play just starts. You're bent over in your position, so to run into a giant 400-pound butt in front of you, and then run in with so much force that you fumble the ball.
So, you can tell he's never had a big girl before.
Can I ask a question?
He wouldn't have done that.
He would have eased himself in.
Can I ask a question? This is a two-part question.
Sure.
For Ro. So was the butt fumble before or after him posing with them white-ass tight pants and the fur coat?
Oh, that was after.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's one of my favorite. I'm going to get that here. That's one of my favorite.
I thought that's what made you a fan. I thought that was what made you a fan.
No. I was a fan before that, but I love that. People hate it. I want to reenact that picture. That's what I really want to do for the Valentine's Day thing. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
He reenacted that picture.
Did he? Oh, he did. Oh,
yes.
Really? I got to
look at that. From Broadway Joe.
But it's different.
But his pants are way tight.
No, he's got a tank top on. He's got a fur.
The tank top, white pants.
It is like.
There was so much about Mark Sanchez that you had to running into the lineman's ass, wearing that, suspect.
He had a tank top
He loved to eat hot dogs on the sideline.
Yeah. During the break, that's how much we were winning. That he was like, "Yo, can I get a hot dog?" Hey, that's what we doing.
The dude literally had a tank top like you get when you're fucking 5 years old. A tank top with stripes on the edges.
It was like it was a white version G Unit tank top. Yeah. But still, I love that picture to this day because it has so much hate. But again, we made it to the AFC Championship 2 years in a row. I don't care what anybody says.
So that's what I was alluding to when I was there for one of the AFC Championships when they beat the Patriots for that, and that was the Jets Super Bowl. As far as the most recent years.
To understand that year before, everybody forgets the Colts were in our division originally. We're in the AFC. The Indianapolis Colts got moved out of division like I want to say 2 years after that. But
it's still AFC. They've always been AFC.
No, in our conference though. In our conference,
they were never in the AFC East.
Yeah, for playoffs. For playoffs, we had to play. My fault. We had to play the Colts.
Right. Yeah,
and then you had to play Brady.
Right.
So you were just like, are you kidding me? Like two of the
no
best
shot.
QBs,
there was not. Yeah.
It's just like you have to have everything lined up to go in there, and that was the year we had it. And then you're facing Ben Roethlisberger after.
Right. No, yeah, that's a gauntlet. You're literally going through the gauntlet.
But I know we're talking about Rose's team, but it just goes back to what we were saying about Eli Manning, right? Those teams, those Jets teams had the pieces, but Sanchez couldn't fill. Was Sanchez the quarterback at that time?
Yeah, but I will say you're right and you're wrong, because that was coaching on when we got into the AFC Championship game, we got blown out. Our defense, what's his name, couldn't show up. Rex Ryan was the worst coach when it came to defense. He didn't adjust that second half. They ran all over us. Sanchez actually had two of his best games.
And coming from a defensive family, that's what I remember just like analyzing
They did not show up at all. And I don't know if it was like getting cocky. Because I just took out one of the Mannings. I just took out, Brady. So what's it going to tell? And they just ran the ball. They had the bus. That was like the last era of the bus.
That's all they did. Yeah.
That's all they did was run the ball. Just ran the ball.
But they once again, because the Manning and the Brady, who was your cornerback at that time? Shut down Island. You couldn't throw the ball anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Right, I know.
But again, we couldn't shut the running.
But that's why they did. That's why they went to the running game.
That's why Pittsburgh beat you, because they had a running game. They couldn't pass the ball, and the passing game was shut down.
Ryan couldn't coach out of a wet paper bag. I mean, like I said. I've never seen. I love Rex to death, the energy he brings, but never adjusts the second half. Like any game we were up against the Patriots, he just never adjusts the second half, and they got blown out second half. We winning games, blown out second half. I'm like, come on, brother, you got to adjust. So Herm Edwards, one of my favorite coaches that the Jets had, just great energy. One of my best years that I will say as a Jets fan was when Keyshawn Johnson throws the podium to the floor. This is Testaverde. Before they made it was a lot of turf fields back then, but then they made everything grass. Testaverde like twists his ankle and his knee buckles, and he was out for the season. And that was the only year. Wayne Corbett, Keyshawn Johnson, Testaverde, they predicted us to go to the Super Bowl that year. And Keyshawn literally throws the point. He's like, "What the fuck you mean my quarterback's hurt? What do you?" And I was passionate back then. And Testaverde. I mean, not just Freddie. Wayne Corbett is basically a mushroom at this point. I love him to death.
Dude, he got a concussion every game. There was no concussion protocol.
Yeah,
he literally would just head first
sacrifice his body I mean, QBs don't do that, and you won't have a guy go across the middle like that ever again. But he would do that every single
laying himself out.
Yep. Do you guys remember the Not Another Teen movie where they made fun of I Don't Want Your Laugh? The kid had the concussions, and then he goes to the doctor and he's like, if you get like 10 more concussions, you're gonna die. And so like throughout the movie he's getting concussions, and they got the ticker going to like that was Quebec. Like they stopped just at like 2, give him an extra one when he retires.
And so
bro, who's your pick for Sunday?
Hold on.
He's still got Jets more, and he's trying to justify his Jets.
I thought that was it.
Yes. No,
he's trying to justify.
You're not giving respect to Revis Island enough. Shut down. For you. Again, you said 2 words, but you got to give more respect to Revis than anything. He did win a Super Bowl though, so I'm glad he didn't get it with us. The guy with the Pats, but at least he got his Super Bowl. That's all. No, again. People deserve. He got paid. Cromartie has 25 children, so we pay him.
Oh my God!
All his babies, mamas. Yeah. The defense that we had.
The Jets. You guys have had talent. I mean,
Curtis Martin, LT. I mean, we can go on and on and on. We even had Plaxico one year. We had Plaxico one year. Are you
was that after he came out of the pen?
Yeah. A year. No, he suspended for like a year or 2, and then we picked him up afterwards. I was like, are you kidding me?
They've always had the pieces. I mean, that's one of the reasons why
QBs,
I hate the
Brett
Jets.
Favre, Chad. I mean, Fitzmagic. We had Michael Vick for a season.
Oh my God.
Geno Smith.
Geno. No, I will not. I never liked Geno. Never liked Geno. Never liked
the problem with the Jets, and I'll say this every time. They're right. They do not.
What are you talking about?
They do not know how to develop quarterbacks. They throw them into the fire.
Well, no, because they've had defensive coaches for like decades.
Right.
Decades.
You got to develop the quarterbacks. Even your quarterback now, like he's good. Like, you know, you got to develop him, though.
He got mono. He's a
So
dumbass.
Let me ask you a question then, since we're talking about developing their quarterbacks. Real quick, you guys couldn't lose correctly this year because you guys had a shot to get a really good quarterback in Fields or Trevor Lawrence.
Thank you.
But wait a minute. Ed makes a really good point about developing quarterbacks. Do you trade your pick right now and try to get Deshaun Watson?
Hold on. Yes.
Deshaun
He's
Watson.
already developed.
You take Deshaun Watson.
You do whatever you can to get Deshaun Watson.
Do you think
he's developed?
And Deshaun Watson will change everything. You want to?
I agree.
No, hold on. New York is going to be the Mecca again. Brooklyn is going to fucking. I mean, I'm watching these guys play. I'm like, really? I went in there with hate, but if they play like they play now, unless it comes down to the last minute, you got Brooklyn jumping, and Brooklyn's always been changing as it is.
And they don't. And the Knicks are good.
Knicks are winning right now.
And those young guys, right?
So Yankees are a team.
The Mets are doing what they need to do.
Big moves. Hockey's doing his thing. Shout out my hockey fans.
The Knicks are still in New York.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just wondering.
They are. I mean, you know, people. So the Jets,
nice young team.
The Giants should have made the playoffs, but again, that's their own demise. But again, they did everything they needed to do to win. But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's coming around. Deshaun Watson can be a god.
Yes.
When I say this, a god.
I agree.
In New York City, and all he has to do is just get to the playoff.
He doesn't have to do anything else.
All he has to do.
Not only that, all he has to do is play.
That's
he
it.
wants to come here. He wants to come here.
I might get a tattoo. We get, you know what? I'm going to say it on the show right now.
Ro might change his name to Deshaun.
No, Deshaun. With a D.
Deshaun.
And I put Sean's picture. I actually put Sean on the podcast picture next to D. But here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. I'll say it right now. I don't have a single. I'm the only black man at 43. Don't have a single tattoo on my body. I will get a Deshaun Watson tattoo. I will make it somewhere that it has the Jets and Deshaun and Wu-Tang in one. I'm gonna be creative with this one. It has to be all 3 in 1.
I'm sorry for your tattoo artist. He's just gonna roll his eyes.
And I will get this tattoo. If we get Deshaun Watson, I will get this tattoo. You hear my word? That's my word. That's my word. I will get a tattoo. Now, where I get it is something else. I'm gonna tell you where I get it.
Well, you're gonna have to change the colorway on those 3 also, because you got that green is probably not gonna be able to get seen too well on you. The Wu-Tang symbol is yellow and black, and then Deshaun is black. It's all gonna blend in.
Whoa. What? I'm sorry. Don't disrespect my melatonin. This is good.
Your melatonin.
I've been drinking
melatonin. Ain't nothing about you going to sleep, bro.
Melanin, but I call that melatonin. You can drink melatonin, but it's my melanin. So with my, do you see this? Do you see this? This is a nice tone. I'm just not dark. I'm not darkness. You can put a nice little hue, little green hue with a. Trust me, I got black on green on black and yellow with the yellow sunrise.
All right.
Sorry, I have to applaud those guns.
Anybody that knows a tattoo artist who can come up with that, let a brother know. Sorry. So I'm gonna go into
Wu-Tang Sunrise. I like that.
Yeah, see, my greatest moment though was in the old stadium before they got MetLife. We beat the Pats, and I'll never forget that feeling. It was regular season, and so for us, for Jets fans, if we beat the Pats in the regular season, that's our Super Bowl. We really don't care about anything else.
Right.
We lose the rest of the season, doesn't matter. You win those games, those 2 games out of the season, we're fine with that. So when I tell you the old stadium, it shook. The energy against Brady, and you felt that in this. I was like, bro, this thing. You always hear people say there was the stadium that had the earthquake, and they could feel it shake like that.
Yeah,
that's how it felt.
Yeah.
And that energy, and then riding the train back home, I can't describe that into words, but it was one of the most exhilarating experiences I've ever experienced as a sports fan. Like, that's the closest thing I'll get to winning the Super Bowl. Hopefully not, but that's how I felt. I was like, we won it. We won everything. I don't care what anybody says. I go home and have a good time. So I am a great winner. I'm an amazing winner. I'm not an awful loser. I just get drunk and I don't get violent. I just laugh and have a good time. So anybody can attest to that. But I hate Jets fans that actually are like mean, like, oh, fuck yourself. I'm like, no. It happens. I expect to lose every weekend. My season's over the first game of the season. And that's the best part and worst part about
and every year
season.
he picks them.
Yep, I do my
we
list.
can easily go 12-0 here. So.
Yeah, let's do it. I had us going 4-0 this season. Nope. Didn't win a game till week 11 when we shouldn't have won a game. So that's what I do here.
But good.
Yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. I have so many Jets memorabilia. I just collect and just try to wear it any way I can. I love them to death, ride or die. That's how we do it. Unfortunately, but we get Deshaun Watson all.
That'll be big. That'll be
my
big.
pick.
Big for New York. Yeah.
Big for New York. My pick will be this. Fuck Brady. Fuck Brady. Fuck Brady. KC all day. Refs, do not let Sue chop this man up. Call it like it is. I mean, I know you want to make a distant game for the fans, but you did allow Peyton Manning to get blown out in New York at MetLife Stadium. You allowed him to get blown out. And we watched that game. Nobody liked to watch that Denver game. That was one of the worst football games in history, minus the Giants against the Ravens Super Bowl. That was fucking awful. That was just defense. That was just defense all day. That was the worst defensive game I've seen.
Buried that memory.
I hate Jason Sehorn.
But I will say this. Just make it a fair game. Let the kids play. I will say this. One last thing, and I'll add to that. I do another show. It's a little BS with Ricky and Roe. I will be Brady forehead. I will put that on my forehead and wearing his jersey. If Brady wins, I will respect him. I will call him the GOAT all week, all month, whatever you need me to do. I will do that because, hey, you guys hit the nail on the head earlier. The accolades, what this man has accomplished. Listen, I'm not disrespecting that at all. I question 2 of the Super Bowls he won, though. I do question 2 of them, especially because after that, the QB had changed, the role had changed, just so much protection. So you got to take your hat off to Bradshaw and Montana because those guys go in the era, you could die. Like one of my favorite QBs of all time is Dan Marino. He doesn't have a Super Bowl at all.
Yep.
But he got lit the hell up. I mean,
and you had guys like LT chasing.
That's what I'm saying.
He literally broke Joe Theismann in half. His leg came out of his leg. His bone came out of his leg.
This is when guys were playing with casks, literally like knocking guys out.
And it wasn't even a good cast. It was like some crazy glue. So
put it together before
just
the
think
game.
If those QBs would have had the time they have, had the line right now, the protection of a QB. Just imagine the numbers that sports would be. Like honestly, those stats just go astronomical. And I mean, and that's sports just aging as well. We have to go across the times. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So anyway, I got Kansas City all day. I want them to blow them. I want. What's really pissed me? Sorry, my last thing. What's really pissed me off is that fucking Pats fans that are coming over and just like, oh my God, I've been always a Brady fan my whole life. Like, no, you weren't, because I called your ass out on this, and I asked you, mofos. I said, listen, when he leaves the team, are you still gonna support him? No, I'm a Pats fan. All of a sudden, you mofos are like, oh my God, Brady, you change your closet now, the colors, your nails match it. I'm like, really? That's what we're doing?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't understand that because I'm all for being a fan of a player. I was a fan of Jeremy Shockey's when he left the Giants, when he was on the Saints. I still follow. I'm still a fan of Sean Payton. Like Sean Payton coaches for another team, and I'm a fan of his because I wanted him to be the next head coach. So I don't it's fine to be a fan of a person without not showing loyalty to your team. That's fine.
You can't go a decade though, that man like being on that team and then switch like that though.
Yeah, well,
right? Come on, you can't go.
I'm not saying become a Bucks fan, but like I could understand them saying, "Oh, I want."
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. These people have become Bucks fans, and I'm calling out that BS.
But
I'm calling out that BS.
Other thing, especially with New England, the way everything went.
And that was a fan base too.
because how Brady left, I get it. You make the business decision, okay, fine. But as soon as they signed Cam Newton, then it was like Brady who? Cam from New England fans, and I'm saying this from a New England perspective. It was like Cam
on
is
paper.
Here. That's it. we haven't missed a beat. We got the same defense. We're going, and then you look at the season, and you know, and this is just nothing against Cam Newton. You know, he was in a very tough position to come behind Brady and all that. But you know, we see how he played. We see what.
Again, has no weapons, but he's still awful. He looked god awful.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know what they were. Do I run? Do I throw? When I throw, I throw it when I should be running. It was again. The exact.
It's a coaching thing, right? It's a coaching thing of telling you. We just said it earlier. Now with Tampa Bay, right? You're trying to coach a guy who's been playing for so long. You're used to like going, not being combative, but talking to your QB and him understanding. You guys understand each other for how long? Now you got a new guy in who's a mobile person, and you're trying to teach this guy how to run and how to look for things that you don't even know what he's seeing, because Brady, his running stats are like under 100 yards.
Yeah, exactly. but and that's career. But literally, not really. But here's another question that could be debated, because everybody puts Belichick in that. You know, it's as far as greatest coaches and all that. He loses Brady. If this trend continues, you know, then you start to question: was it Belichick or was it Brady? Because
Brady, Brady messed them up though, because he got what's name traded to the Niners.
That's why you said that, because there's rumors out there that he's coming back to New England.
That would be huge. Garoppolo comes back to New England. That's huge. But again, they have nobody to throw to. They have nobody to throw. They have nobody to throw.
But when Brady was there, literally the last couple of years, he had no one to throw to. Last year was awful.
Well, he realized, he's like, listen, I'm not going to win anything else if I don't. You guys can give me something. That's why he's a big fan of Brown.
Antonio Brown, right?
Yeah, he was
give me somebody who's willing to work with me.
There you go. Edelman can only do but so much. And Gronk was like, listen, man, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to party down in Vegas for a little bit. Yeah. You know what? The only person I respect out of all this, okay, I'm sorry. I respect Brady. Right. He can go fuck himself, but I respect him. But Gronk, I love him no matter what, because Gronk is one of those guys, ride or die. He is football. White, black, it doesn't matter. He just has that energy. Leo, I love the game. I'm gonna have a good time. That video coming out to Puffy, I'm like, I hate you so much.
That's the best. That was the highlight of the season.
So good. It's so good.
It says so much without saying anything.
Brady doesn't say anything. Just Gronk
and just Gronk showing exactly. I love that.
Just the song choice. Yeah. Classic Brady moment. I mean, come on. He's the GOAT. Sorry for you, Bay Area.
His thing. He's the GOAT. He wins
Montana
his thing.
fans.
Again, I'm calling him a GOAT. You live in San Francisco, so you have to hear that every day. That's why you're upset about Montana.
Oh, my God.
He's a god, though. Montana's a god. Steve Smith would have been a god, too, if he didn't get concussed every freaking week.
Dude, no one from the Bay Area is watching the Super Bowl. Everyone I speak to, everybody hates Brady. I keep getting I'm tired of seeing Brady.
And that's a hometown guy. Don't forget, he's from Santa Clara.
Here, and that's all I hear is just, I'm tired of seeing him. I want to hear someone new. But then they don't want Mahomes to win after last year, so the ratings are gonna be really low. And
everybody's tight. The whole West Coast is like, I'm taking my ball.
Like,
there's gonna be one viewer, and it's Joe Diaz.
Guys, I'm having a party. Come on down. No COVID here. Supposedly Vegas is supposed to be off the hook.
I imagine.
You know what? So we got to do this as a pod. We got to go down when everything's clean and taken care of, and then we play each other. I hope we play each other during the season. I won't be there, of course. No, sorry. What am I talking about? When we play one of our teams, let's make it Giants because there's more Giants fans on here, or KC. I would go for a KC game. So KC versus Vegas, or Giants versus Vegas. You don't have to do it for me, Jets. You don't have to, but
it could be let's do it. Any one of our teams, if it's scheduled and we're back to open, and we can do it.
Let's do it that
weekend. Let's do the pod. Let's and relay that experience to anybody watching. And I mean, yeah.
I'm with it.
They have pancakes at Hooters in Vegas. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, they do. They got breakfast at Hooters.
Breakfast.
the kind of people I hang out with. We're going to Hooters of all the places in Vegas. They just want to have breakfast at Hooters. That's it.
Oh, that's not the only place we're gonna go
That's not the
to. That's just where we're gonna have pancakes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. It's so good being single. Anyway.
Yeah, guys.
All
So
right,
that's
guys.
woken up woke. Hope we woke some people up. But good show. Hopefully we have a good Super Bowl game. Maybe next week we'll do some recaps. How far off were we with our predictions?
Yeah, talk about how bad the halftime show was.
You want to score? You want to throw a score in here? Are you guys good?
It's no wait.
28-24 Chiefs.
Yeah.
28-24 Chiefs. Okay, I'm gonna write this down for next week. So Charlie's got 28-24. What do you got, Joe?
31-28 Chiefs.
Ooh.
I don't know how to get that.
What you got, Ev?
I got 35-17 Bucks. Mahomes
Whoa.
is more. Mahomes is hurt.
35-17 Bucks. Wow, you sure?
How about you, Ro? What do you got?
I want to bet. Can we bet a bottle of 99?
Yeah. I got
All
you.
right, there you go.
Oh, okay.
A side bet.
Okay.
So you guys. Yeah.
No, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
Snoop
I thought it right. I was thinking
Yeah,
like
you know we
99 bananas.
Picking
Like,
that.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what I would get him if he
Because
wins.
you should. You should definitely do that. You should. Dick.
You won. Here you go.
Okay.
Have fun throwing up.
28-17. Bucks. Sorry, not Bucks. Sorry. Whoa. Chiefs. Chiefs. I've been drinking.
Chiefs.
28-17 Chiefs. Because it's only 11 points, but still looks good on paper. 20s versus the teens. I'm fine with that. Wow, Evan, you're fucking crazy. But who knows? Because Brady loves the refs love Brady. Brady loves the ref, and he's a home game. So I mean, anything's possible. Joe, you're crazy, 31-28. But if it came down to a field goal, that would be fucking awesome.
I think it will.
And Charlie, I like yours. It's a nail biter. Time will run out. It's good to go. Yeah. So again, as long as the Bucks lose, I'm fine with that. Fine when anything happens. Hopefully no one gets hurt.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was
All right,
it.
fellas.
That was
Thank you,
another
brother. Be safe.
awesome
Peace.
episode. See you guys. Enjoy the
And don't, I'm not going down to Tampa, so I'm in the clear.
Yeah, all right.
I asked my wife. She said no.
Yeah.
So you did. You were gonna go. You were gonna
You
go.
thought about
You were
it.
like, let me do.
Listening to